Hello.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It works well, actually. I've never done a Twitter call. It works pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I live now? Am I
Yes,
live?
you're live. You're on the air live right now.
Okay.
Now, how you been? First off, it's been many years since we spoke. How you been doing?
It's I've had quite a few bad years, but some good years now are coming. So.
Well, you know what? I feel the same way about myself.
I've been in hospital though. I had a lot of things going on with my health, but I'm back on my feet now.
And I've had a few bad years, a couple bad years here and there, a couple good ones, and I feel like it's on the upswing now myself. So I completely understand that, and I'll tweet out the link. Let's see. First off, introduce yourself for those who don't know who you are, although I think most do.
Right. Well, I'm King Mike apparently, according to everyone else. I'm unfortunately Cog's brother. I'm his older brother. Who's had a lot of crap from Cog, basically. Over music, it started off. I was doing music with him. I was making beats. And he got a little angry at me because I said that I would like a choice on whether I'm on the songs or not, and not for him to decide that, And he didn't like that. So he came around to my house and started a fight with me. Can't fight to save his life, so he ended up on the floor with his glass all over the place. And I pretty much, I broke my finger moving him off my doorstep, basically. So what happened is I was really angry about that, so I told my mum about it. I just said, look, Mum, this is terrible what he's doing. And she then went and told my other brother, Luke, who's an absolute idiot as well, because he just can't understand anything. He just decides to start fighting me for nothing. He come around to my house and punched me in the face based on, this is a week after Johnny and his stupidity. He come around and punched me in the face because he thought I'd upset my mum, or I tried to upset my mum, and I really didn't. So it was just a lot of wires got crossed there. But after all Johnny's crap on the internet, I basically said something about what he did when he was in his 20s. He literally had a relationship going on with this 14-year-old who he claims was 18 at the time. But I only found out right after they broke up, when she told me that she's 14, And he denied it, and said, oh, well, I didn't know. I thought she was 18. This is the same guy who was on the phone with me the other, a few days before that, telling me how good it was with her, and stuff like that. So it's pretty disgusting, really, what he did.
It's very, very disgusting. And before we get into that fully, so you're telling me you physically, and we talked about this before, you physically removed Cog from your home. Now, this is the second day in a row we've heard a story about Cog being physically removed from a home. So he was physically removed.
Yeah, I had to basically grab him off my doorstep, basically, and even annoyed my neighbor who'd come out. He was like, what's going on? And he was going crazy. So I had to get him down kind of on the floor. And I was kind of saying to him, look, I'm in a high rise. I live in a high up building. So I was saying, look, if you carry on, we're going to end up over the edge. You better calm down, So I calmed down the situation and just after he was scuffling around with me and I bust my finger, he went on his way. But I didn't even know I'd hurt my finger till later, because you don't feel it. And I noticed it later. It was all swollen. I was like, oh man, no way, I've mashed up my finger, getting rid of this idiot. But yeah, he was just, I don't understand him. He just can't handle no. He can't handle when someone said no to him. And I just said, no, I'm not having you take over my beats and then tell me when I can be on them and not. That's just ridiculous. It was such a petty thing, really, to fight over, in my opinion.
Well,
I thought he could have just stayed at home, He didn't have to come to my house. What was the need in that? But clout chasing, I guess,
Well, that's the type of thing he does. And, it all started, our beef, started because I said no to some debate that was supposed to be on Keemstar's channel, and then Keem didn't want to do it. And Cog picked it up, and he's like, okay, it's set up. Let's do it on my show. And I said, well, no, I was only doing it because it was on Keemstar's show anyway. And he...
Fair enough.
Which is right. I didn't even want to do it in the first place. And then he started this I mean, it's been 4 years now, right?
And you'd think he'd be over it, but he's not.
No,
And what he did to you is disgusting from what I've seen. I mean, I didn't know about that because I've been out of this whole thing. I've not been bothering with it. And then Paul showed me the other day that he's gone to Portugal to attack you while you're on holiday, which is just, he didn't attack you. He sent one of his little friends, his little gay boyfriend, to attack you. So, a bit strange.
That's correct.
Do that.
And I didn't realize you'd been that disconnected from all this. Now, why did you do that? Just to,
I just cut it off. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of this some of the people in the family who side with him, you know? So I just got sick of it. I was like, right, well, I just don't need this anymore. I just cut it all off. I'm just, trying to get on my life.
Yeah, and I see a super chat that says arrest him.
Franco 5306 sent $1
well, he
on
literally
Rumble.
should be arrested.
Arrest
for
him.
that. But
He should.
Yeah, and I had no idea that you didn't even know about that. You know, a lot of people have been wanting to get you back on, obviously, to talk about the 14-year-old. We'll talk about that some more here in a second. But
there's something else, though.
Go ahead.
Today, even today, I've been getting strange messages from my mother, but I don't believe it's from my mother. I think somebody has, hacked her phone, and they're sending me strange messages, warning me not to come on this show, basically. She won't speak to me again if I come on this show, which I just don't believe, because my mother she'd call me. She'd ask me, what's up, So
that's
another little thing that happened today.
So this
morning, I woke up to a big message today from apparently my mother, but
so
yeah, it's weird.
It's insane, is what it is. Cog mailed, is what somebody said in chat. Yeah, spoofing numbers. I mean, that is definitely possible. I don't know if his Hindu hog knows how to do that or what, but
no ideas. But it's strange because my mother wouldn't just send me a message like that, a big essay, and then just not say anything afterwards. It's so weird to me. So I'm like, he's basically using my mother to try and, guilt trip me into not coming on here and telling the truth, because he knows that he's been rumbled, So yeah, it's funny as fuck, really, when you think about it.
Well,
but it's disgusting as well at the same time, because he's trying to act like I lied, and that's half the reason why I left the whole thing. I was like, I'm sick of people calling me a liar, because I'm not a liar. It's very difficult for me to lie. So when I say something like that, I hope people listen to me, but it's up to them, what they want to decide. But clearly, he shows constantly with his bad behavior that he can't admit fault. It's very hard for him to do that. He's not mature enough to, see where he's gone wrong, and actually say something. But like, I don't know how he'd be able to get himself out of this, because he's banged to rights. Everyone knows about it.
Everybody knows about it, and the thing is, how often, I didn't really get into this yesterday, but it seems like Cog is really big on trying to manipulate the family and ostracize people, or attempt to ostracize people out of the family. As soon as
he knew that I had a good relationship going on with my mother again, because I used to fall out with him, but like I've recently got really good relationship going on with my mother. He's just not happy about that. And he's right now trying to destroy that, clearly. If that was even my mother who sent me that message, I doubt it. But, I've still got to be thinking, what if he has got in my mum's head, and manipulated her as well, because she's a nice person. He typically manipulates empathetic people, He plays on that. It's really disgusting the way he does it. And he likes to say that, we're disowned, and it's like he couldn't be further from the truth. If anyone's disowned, it's him. No one likes him in the family. I don't know anybody who actually likes him in the family, except for my mother, of course. But she can't help it; she's a mom,
Well, right.
So,
yeah, I mean that's it's her son. So I mean, I understand that.
He's a pathetic person. He is.
It just
he really is
like a constant thing from Cog. So we had you on 4 years ago, and we talked about the beats, and we talked about you beating up Cog, and we covered some of this stuff already. But you put out a Vocaroo, I guess it was a year or two later, where you revealed the 14-year-old situation, and I played that on my show. Some people think that it was an interview that you did on my show, but that's not actually the case. I just got a hold of the recording and played it on my show. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure there was a few other shows that people were bringing me on. I remember chatting on other things, so it might have been that.
Yeah, it might have been. I'm not sure where it came from, but I played it on my show, and you know, a lot of people credit it like that's where they saw it, etc. So first off, what was the history of all that with the fort? Like, go into as much detail about that as possible, because he's been trying to deny it for years.
He just popped up one day and let me know he had a new girlfriend, basically, and I was like, okay. So we were all getting together for a family meal, I remember, and he was like, "Oh, I'm with this girl," and he's like, "Oh, can I bring her around just before we go out, basically?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I thought she was 18. I didn't know any different. So he brought her around. She sat in my living room with me, with him, and they were very lovey-dovey. And I was thinking, I just didn't think anything of it. I just thought, well, just a relationship. He must have just got a girlfriend, It's only like much later, like about a month later or so, like when they finished their relationship, when Johnny and her broke up, that she messaged me on Facebook basically saying, "I'm 14. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, "Oh, you're all disgusting." She was basically tying me in with him. And I was like, nah, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I didn't even know how old you were. I thought you were 18. That's what he told me. But yeah. And then she was just like, oh, and she just blocked us and fucked off. And that was the end of her. And that's the last I ever heard of her. But I do remember we did go out as well. We went out for a drink, me and my oldest brother, David. We both went out for a drink with Johnny and his girl. And we thought, she was 18. As we get to the door to go in, she's like panicking because she ain't got any ID. And I'm like, "Why have you not got ID? I thought you were 18. She goes, "Oh, I'm actually 17, right?" And I'm like, "Okay." and we just talked our way into the place because we all had ID. So we got in there, we all had a drink. And then after that, they all went home. But like about a month later, I got that message from her and I was just like, what the fuck? We went out with a 14-year-old because Johnny dragged her along. What a fucking weirdo. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, really.
Now, what do you think? What would possess him to do something like we've seen a lot of creepy behavior?
Desperation. He's a desperate guy. He can't. At the time, I don't think he was very good at getting any pussy, So he just was going for anyone. But I know him. He'll go for vulnerable people, the most vulnerable. He always does. So I guess that's what it was. He probably just saw that she was vulnerable and probably homeless or something, typically, and he's gone and got with her. So
yeah, and I see.
It went on for a while. It wasn't just like a one-night thing. He was pretty much in a relationship with her. So it was weird,
basically, right? Yeah, like a full-on.
Well, apparently he didn't know how old she was at all. Like, how can you be in a relationship with someone and not know how old they are? It's weird.
I'm not buying that.
I don't buy it at all.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. And I see Dudley Didla in chat says this matches what Paul said about her family being upset about the drinking. He said her family was upset about the drinking. Yeah, it does match up with what Paul said yesterday about the whole situation. Now, when you came out and told this story, of course, I put it out there and made a big deal about it because I thought it was a big deal. And Cog has spent years denying it and attacking you. Specifically, when it first came out, he went on the attack against you again.
He attacked me immediately. Yeah.
Yes.
And so defensive, and like it's just so weird. And I know he knows it's true because I know it's true. And the thing that was really strange is when he started getting mad at me, I could see it on his face. He was just so annoyed that I'd ever told anybody, and he thought he would brush it under the carpet. He really thought it would go away. And I'm glad it hasn't gone away because I really thought, oh man, no one believes me, so I might as well just go, I look like an idiot now. And then he tried to make me look stupid, but time has told, and it's obvious he's a piece of shit. I mean, I'm not the first person he's messed with either over stuff, and it's not the first person he's tried to tar their name with shit. He likes to poison. That's what Johnny does. He poisons the well with everyone, even my mother. It's disgusting. But,
it really is disgusting in every way possible. He has this creepy. Again, I don't know that you've been following Cog too much.
No, I don't pay attention to him. He's an idiot. I find that if you pay attention to idiots like that, you become them. You know, so I can't even look at him. He makes me sick.
Yeah, and that's understandable. And the only reason I've been giving him this much attention is because he's been fucking with me for years.
I understand.
And
he's been violent towards you. That is insane.
It's insane.
Especially when you're on holiday with your guard down. I mean, what a pussy. To send someone in as well. What an absolute soft cunt. Sorry.
No, I mean, well, it's as soft as it gets. You know, it would be deranged, you know, even to do that on your own.
Well, yeah, it's
to bring in a thug to do it on your behalf.
Travel, though,
like pussy.
all the way to Portugal just to attack you. Like, what the fuck?
One of the most bizarre things ever happened in my life, and I've had a lot of bizarre shit happen.
I can't believe it, mate. But then again, when I think it's Johnny, I can believe it. You know, it's like, how low will Cog go? I've got a running thing that I keep saying to my brother. How low will this guy go? Lower than ever, mate. Seriously.
And now he's trying to manipulate your mother, either directly or sending her
either
messages.
He's doing that, or he's cloned the phone and something's happening there. I really don't know yet. We're still investigating it. It's a bit weird. But I doubt my mother would cut me off for being on a show with you. So
yeah. Well, I would hope not. And
I just don't see that happening. If it did, I'm in shock. No one would even do that. But, you know, the truth's got to get out there. And he's not a nice person. He's a piece of crap. He's treats people like rubbish. And he's not only that, he's also done some real dodgy stuff with very young girls in the past. So that's why I brought it up. Because I knew I had something on him. I was there like, oh, he's gonna diss me now. He's going to rip me. Well, I've got something on you, mate, that you can't live down. And I said it. And it felt cringe to even say it, to be honest. I feel sick even thinking about what he did, you know? But
well, that's what Paul said yesterday. I've got
to get out there because he's got people who follow him. People like this guy. People giving him money. I don't understand it. Like, stop giving that guy money. He's a pedo. He's a freak. And he takes advantage of people and manipulates the hell out of anyone around him. And half the people who are his friends, they'll soon be gone eventually. He'll manipulate them so far to the point where they'll just get sick of him. And then he cuts them off, and he'll say so many nasty things about them too in the future. You know?
Yeah, and he does that to his own people. Yeah, we've seen that recently with one of his top guys.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Now, let me ask you what I asked Paul yesterday. What was it like growing up with Cog?
Johnny growing up with him. Oh, well, as a kid, he was a mouthy little kid. I remember that. But I left home quite early. I left at about 15. So I didn't really get to see him grow up too much. I kind of met him like when he was a bit older, after I'd come back and got in contact with the family again. So, but he resents me for that, though, leaving home. He acts like that was an attack on him when it wasn't. But, you know, he's really upset that I left home. I know that. So it's a bit weird. Johnny, as I remember him when I came back, he was still, you know, at first, I remember him as a child, see, so innocent in my eyes, right? Yeah. But when he's adult and he's the way he was when I first got in touch with him, well, at first he was okay and all cool with me, you know? He smoked weed, I did, we chilled and stuff, you know? And everything was okay for a while. But, there was a time where he actually did something to me pretty nasty. I had tonsillitis, so I was in bed. I had got some new girlfriend who was kind of foreign. And I got tonsillitis from it, right? So I ended up in bed. Now I was doing some criminal activity back then. So I had like a big box full of stuff, if you know what I mean, with my money in it as well and everything. And this guy stole a big bag of stuff and my money as well. And then went away, proceeded to deny that he ever even took them. And it took me like 2 years to drill him and get the money out of him and get anything back from this guy. Like, it took me 2 years to even get him to admit that he stole it from me. Such a piece of shit. I mean, the guy denied it to the hill to start until I got him one day and punched him in the face. And then that was when he broke down and said he was sorry. You know, it was just like, wow, you're such a piece of shit. Like, how can you rob for your own brother when he's sick? It's disgusting.
It's bad enough to rob from your brother, but to rob from him when he's like ill.
When he's at his most vulnerable.
Yes.
Like I say, he takes so advantage of people who are vulnerable, mate. It's disgusting what he does. It really is. And I worry for any of those kids in his house right now. I worry for anyone around, anyone who cares for that guy gets screwed over. Believe me, it's pretty sad.
Now you got the money out of him. Now tell me how your relationship with him changed and how you ended up, trying to work with him on the beats and stuff like that. And
well, he was telling me he was on this YouTube thing, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Well, I make beats. I've been making music, and I was showing him my channel, and we were just getting on that level. And he was like, oh, let's make a beat, So I just made a beat for him. He'd rap on it. And sometimes I even just let him do his thing, and didn't really care, like, if I was on it or not. But it got to a point where I was like, I might want to be on one of my beats. So, and he was just basically saying, no, you can't be. And I was like, this is my music. You can't tell me what to do on it. So that's where we basically fell out, because he couldn't handle that. I wanted to have a choice, that's all, and not just be, lorded over by Johnny. But he doesn't like that. He likes to be in full control, So because he was losing control over the situation, he spazzed out and he came to my house, kicking off. And it's really strange because he's not even like a strong guy. It's not like,
no, he's not.
he doesn't, he was literally running off emotions. You could see it in his face. He was just fueled up. And I think it was he was with that Nadia at the time as well. Nat Thieves or whatever she's called. He was with her at the time. I'm sure she was winding him up as well, to get him going. So it's a lot of things. He came round all just ready to go. And I was just thinking, why are you so angry? What are you angry about? I just said no. And I told you to go away. Like, he came to my flat. He buzzed me up and I said, go away. And he tailgated to get in. So just he
tailgated to get into the building.
Yeah, he's a sly little bastard. He's such a weasel, man. He really is. Slippery little fucker.
Yeah.
But, that's cock for you.
And if people don't know what that is, that's where you wait for somebody who actually lives there to open the door instead of getting buzzed in, and then you just sneak in.
You get in illegally.
Yes, it's illegal to do that. Yes.
I know. He did it. He didn't actually get into my house. He got like as far as my, the front bit of my flat. So I just had a little scuffle with him there. And when his glasses fell off, he was pretty much blind. It was so funny. And even my neighbour had to basically pick up his glasses and give them back. It was so funny. But I love how he acted like he was so heroic and he kicked my ass. It just made me laugh, that crap. But that's Johnny. He loves to lie. lie. And, bend the truth if he can. And, it's all about his ops, isn't he? His gay ops. That's what he's into. It's all about what it looks like, not what's really happening, So.
That's right. It's all about perception with him, and he has no problem lying about anything whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a way of
life. He loves lying. Lying to him is a second language. It really is.
It really is. Now let me ask you about. We talked about his council flat a little bit yesterday.
Oh man,
flat.
Let me tell you about that as well. Please do. God, this guy had black mold all over his flat, right? And me, being the kind brother that I am, I saw this and I thought, I don't want my brother living in shit. I don't want him breathing this crap in, right? So I cleaned his whole house. I cleaned it all. I cleaned all his black mold away. It's like literally a week before he kicked off with me as well. It's like, here's me there just doing as good as I can, and he's just, and it was so, to me, it's just like, how can you turn on someone who's going out their way to prove to you how much they give a shit about you? Do you know what I mean? Because as much as he's a knobhead, I gave a shit about him because he's my brother, So I was just like, I don't want him living like this. I helped him. I cleaned it all up. And then 2 weeks later, he kicks off with me and then he moves out. Just thinking, all right, whatever, mate. But yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? I literally cleaned it all for him. It was a horrible mess. His flat was a big shit tip as well, but
and I was told that flat was actually new when he moved into it.
When he moved in, it was brand new, but it's a council flat, so that you have to decorate yourself. Yeah. So it's never going to look good when you move in, unless you put loads of decorations up and put some carpet down. So he didn't really carpet it or anything. He just had his stuff. He had his computers and stuff, and that was around about it. I think he bought a pull-ups bar that he never used, so that was just for show. Fuck, I could have got more use out of that fucking thing. I love pull-ups. But but yeah, I just felt like really betrayed by that. I just thought, what the hell, man? I've done everything for you. I've done absolutely nothing to try and piss you off. So why do you think that you can take advantage? And then I realized it's because he thinks that empathetic people are weak. He thinks he can take advantage, because I've been good to him. He thinks, you're an idiot. I'll just bully you. And it's like, no, you're not bullying me, mate. I don't care. I can cut you off, and I can bury you on all your horrible, disgusting history.
And Paul's in chat.
I've got an endless reel of how much shit this guy's tried to do to me and other people, So,
well, I want to go through it all. And I see Paul in chat, and he said that he let the mold come back. That's true. So actually,
I bet he did.
Yeah,
he's a lazy bastard. Did. He's lazy as fuck.
Because when he moved out, he took another video, and the mold is back. So you cleaned the mold up for him. I don't know if you've ever seen this video, but
no way did he come back after I cleaned it. Fucking hell!
Yes,
why couldn't he keep on top of it?
It came back in a big way, and he was like,
so I'm not surprised because he's lazy and he won't keep on top of it, and he wouldn't get it fixed. He just expected me to keep cleaning it a bit. It's crazy, man. It's like,
so that's a wrinkle that we didn't know, actually, that you had cleaned.
He won't ever clean his house. He just never will. I've tried to get that guy to tidy up sometimes, and he just won't. He won't do it. I guess he just likes living in shit.
Now, tell us, before we go into his history with women, tell us some stuff we might not know, some other stories about his decrepit behavior. If you can think of any off the top of your head.
That's the thing, off the top of my head, I can't really, but I'm trying. No, I think I've covered most of the main horrible things that he's done. But, in general, he's just a very manipulative person and likes to just backstab you every 5 minutes and turn on you and shit. Oh, I've had a time where I had a girl over. I wasn't even in a relationship with her. I just started, when you just start seeing someone, you don't know what you do with them.
Yeah.
So I had her over, and I was chilling with her, and I was having a good time, and he calls me up, and he's like, oh, I want to come over. And I was like, well, I'm with a girl. And he's like, so? He's trying to act like he's all bad. Like, so what? Why can't I come over? So I was like, all right, fine, come over then. He goes, oh, I'll buy you some food. And I was like, right, fine, then come over and buy us dinner then, Johnny. So he did. He came over, bought us some fucking Chinese, and we sat down and ate it. But I just remember him sitting there and saying something like, why are you not with her? Why can't you just make her your girlfriend? And all this kind of weird, pressuring shit on her. As if, and trying to make out like I'm a cunt, basically, and I've not even tried anything with her or tried to, see her as a person, And he just, I could see he was just trying to just make her turn against me, even though she didn't. After it, she was just like, who the fuck is he? Why is he like that, I was just like, that's just Johnny, man. He's just fucking always trying and there's another time as well, where he basically, I was sat in his living room, and I don't know what, I can't remember the conversation, but I remember what he said. It was pretty disgusting. And he just basically called me a dumb N-word. A dumb, N-word. I'm not going to say it, right? I'm too white for that. But Johnny seems to think it's just fine. But I'd love to see him in a room full of black guys saying that. Yeah, you won't, will you, motherfucker? Exactly. Big pussy. He'll say it to a white guy like me, yeah. He called me that. He said, you're just a dumb N-word. And I was like, nah, you better watch your mouth before I knock you out. And he just shut the fuck up, stop saying it. But still, it's just like, look at this guy, man. It's just constantly, he's got some sort of issue with you. That's how he feels. And here's me trying to be cool with this guy. It's impossible. He's always looking for some shit. He's always trying to fuck with you or degrade you. And I've even sat in a room with him once where he's told me, oh yeah, of course, if I've got a girl around, I'm going to put you down to pick me up. That's his attitude. And they're like, bro, you are insecure. That's your problem. Insecure as fuck. And you have to put me down in front of someone else just to boost your ego, It's pretty sad.
Just to pump himself up, yeah. I'll start shitting on you.
These are just instances I've had with him where I've just been like, this guy is a disgusting human being. What is wrong with this guy? Why is he so angry at me as well? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? I just don't know. I really don't. I've always wondered what his problem is with me. And maybe it's leaving home that I upset him on. I don't know. Fucking God knows.
Well, I wonder about that.
Because he's a weird guy. I always wonder, what has I done? What did I do that was so bad? And I can't think of anything. So
Well, because I wonder about that because Paul, he's older than Cog, but he left home early too.
yeah, we all did.
And it seems like he has beef over that. It seems like that. Like,
Oh yeah,
he's
he
feeling
feels like we did that as an attack on him or something. It's like, no, we left home because we were dumb, rebellious kids. Like most dumb, rebellious kids who leave home. You know, Mum and Dad were very religious, and we were young kids, and we were like, we want to do what we want. So that's pretty much why we left home. And also, there was a lot of violence going on in the family. Like my dad was a little heavy-handed. I won't say it was that bad, but we'd get beat every now and then. And that's what kind of it tipped over the edge because I was getting beat a little too often. So as usual, my family likes, well, not all my family, but some of the members of my family like to drag me under the bus anytime they can because they've got some sort of problem with me. Which are still like, even to this day, I'm like, why do these people hate me so much? I don't know what the problem is. But it's only a few people in the family. It's not all of them. It's literally like 2 people. So out of 8,
Yeah,
so,
and you got a big family. So, I mean, the odds are something like that might
it's
happen.
expected, you're going to get a few that don't like you, but it's just like, man,
now,
mad fucking life.
I see Samantha in chat, and she says, ask Mike how Cog talks to women.
How he talks to women.
Yes, she said it was hilarious.
Like a baby. He does this baby. Now, when he's got a girlfriend, he's actually got a girlfriend. When he's actually lucky enough to get any girl that will actually feel sorry for him and be with him, he will baby them. He will hang around. Like they'll be a grown adult, and he'll be talking to them like they're 5. Like you talk to a dog when you see a little dog or a little baby. Like you're like, oh, Gucci goo. That's the kind of shit he does. Like Gucci goo bullshit. It's cringeworthy, mate. And I've seen him do it numerous times, and I'm like, what the fuck, mate? What are you doing? Can't you see that's the biggest turn up in the world to a woman? I mean, come on, mate. Fucking hell.
Well, maybe he's trying to pretend they're 14 years old. I don't know. Or
who knows, mate? But the reality is those girls have ended up dumping him for, other men. Apparently, he got chucked out of his house by Nadia, by thieves.
I heard about that. What did you know about thieves?
Well, I used to know his dealer, right? And his dealer basically let me know. He's in prison now, unfortunately. But that guy, he let me know off the grapevine, so I know it's real, right? He was like, oh, your brother's really down right now. He's got nowhere to live. Because some girl he was with kicked him out and got some guy to kick him out. So I'm there like, no way. And I was pissing myself laughing. And he's like, what's funny? I was like, because that guy's a complete dick. I mean, I'm happy if anything bad happens to that prick. He's a prick. He deserves to be homeless. He deserves nothing, that motherfucker. Absolutely nothing. Disgusting bastard. But yeah, it's just weird to hear that, isn't it, from somebody who's just completely unrelated. He just said that to me, and I was like, whoa, no way. That's fucked up. So I've told Paul, and he knows now. So it's just like, and he didn't even know that. So I guess Nadia was trying to keep that quiet herself to try and, not look like a bitch. But the reality is, this is what's happened. He's basically getting cucked. He got cucked to the first degree, bro.
He got cucked and then thrown out of the house. He tried to hang around the house to hold on, right? And try to keep her somehow.
Oh, he'd probably try. He'd linger till someone has to kick him out. I know he's right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He had to be removed. Like, what else? Yeah. What else could she have done other than have a real man come and take him out of there? Right?
And damn right, I'm glad she did. I'm proud of her, wherever she is. Because she could do a million times better than him. He's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot, and he's got no way with women. I don't know how he ever gets a girl, but like I say, he does go for the most vulnerable and girls who are pretty much down in their luck, Like, she was a bit of an alcoholic, you see, and a bit depressed, and I think that's what he, fed into. So, it's just pretty shitty, man. He's just a shitty guy in general, mate. I'm ashamed that he's my brother. Sometimes I'm sitting there like, how the fuck is this guy related to me? He's nothing like me. Nothing. Not even a shred like me. So strange.
And we're looking at one of...
he's a vasectomy baby, So.
I know, we heard that yesterday.
I guess the good part of him didn't get through, It was filtered or some shit.
Filtered Cog. And we're seeing his current woman here, who he got with apparently like a week after...
she's just going to be a useful idiot for him, though. Now, it's really what she's going to do. She's going to back him up and support him, of course, but That's all he's got is people he can manipulate. No one else. Everybody else knows what he's up to. Know his game already. But anyone new in his life, they don't know yet. They don't know. They're just being manipulated. It's just the way it is. And, love is blind, isn't it? So
it can be, yeah, for sure.
Definitely if you're looking at Johnny. I love fucking he's completely blind, man. Fuck me. In every way.
And he lives with her and with Dan the thug who
off
attacked
her.
me in Portugal.
Lives off her. Lives off her. Lives off her. Believe me, it's off her. He lives off her. He won't own that place. He doesn't. He won't even be paying the rent. He's just literally leeching as usual. Because he's homeless.
That's what we call him here on the kill stream. And he lives there. He's tried to claim for months that he owns this home, and of course it's been proven that he doesn't. Like her family owns that house.
But he'll be like, well, technically I own it, but it's not. No, you don't own it, mate. You don't own shit. In fact, if she dumps you tomorrow, you're done for, mate. You ain't got nowhere to live again. And who knows, eh? Who knows what the future's going to hold?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
You can almost predict it, can't you? You're like,
yes.
Yeah, give it a month, give it a year at the most.
Well, he's brought all this chaos into their lives. I mean, I rang her up on the phone the other day live on air, and which I thought was pretty amusing. But like, I never would have focused on this guy like this if he had turned it into like a blood feud for years.
Oh, he got it. He made it personal.
Yeah.
Wasn't before.
Personal as you can possibly get.
Crystal
Here's
0088
a super
sent $5
chat.
on Rumble.
Let me see.
Did Cog torture animals when he was a child?
Crystal says, did Cog torture animals when he was a child?
It's possible. There were a few frogs going missing from the garden, so you never know. He's probably eating them.
Well, he told a story about eating his girlfriend's rats.
Oh God! What?
To get back,
seriously?
I swear, I'm not kidding. No, I'm not kidding. That he.
Oh man, I've heard some really fucked up stories about him, and there's another one now. Just popped in my head. I remember, like, as a girl, my brother. I got a brother who's got an ex who's got kids with called Fiona, right? And she told me this story about Johnny. She was like, "Johnny's fucked up," and I'm like, "Why? What's he done?" And she's like, "He told me this story about how he went to a girl's house and she rejected him." So he jerked off all over a couch in a living room of her parents and just left it there. And he thought he was dead proud of this. And he's telling Fiona this, like, super proud. And she was just like, he's disgusting, man. He's a disgusting guy. To even think that's cool. Honestly, endless reels of shit this guy has done. It's fucking, honestly, man, he's a monster.
So he got rejected by a female and jacked off on her parents' couch and then vacated the premises?
And he was super proud about it. And he went and told my brother's ex this,
That's unbelievable. It
is. I mean, when she told me, I was like, no way did he say that. And she was like, yeah. And he was really proud about it. It wasn't even like he was, holding back and being like, oh, I feel such stupid about it. He was happy about it.
That's
fucking up, Paul.
Insane. And yes, the rat story, yes, they were her pet rats. And I guess she had left him, and he ate the rats as, like, punishment toward her.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. He's sick in the head. You scorn. There's hell hath no fury like a cog scorn. Seriously. Because that's what he'll eat your pet, man. The fuck up. He ate a rat. He ate rats. My God, that is insane. I haven't even heard that, but that is fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Poor rat.
I used to think that was made up, but no, there's clips of him talking about how he ate the rats as like punishment.
No way. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Like, your brain's just like, no, did you do that? And was he proud of this?
Yes.
Oh God. Oh
yes.
God.
Katie can't tell him. She heard it herself. She says he defends the rat eating to guys who challenge him about it in the chat.
No
I heard
way.
it myself. Yes, he defends
it.
Yes, he defends the rat eating. By the way, I don't know if
just
people
like
know
he
this.
defends being a pedo by, oh, I thought she was 18. Yeah, of course she did, mate.
By the way, I don't know if people know this or not, but rats are not healthy to eat and carry all
No.
kinds of diseases. And
It's probably why he's so messed up. You never know. Probably fucked his brain up even more.
yeah, I don't think it helped him any. I can say that for sure.
Well, he acts like a rat now, so maybe that's it. You know, he tested it so much he's becoming it.
Yeah, I don't think it helped his mental state at all. And I see.
Well, come on, man. That is the most. That is twisted.
In the
That
first
is
place,
twisted shit. That's like cannibalism almost. It is.
It wasn't like okay, first off, don't eat
And that's
rats.
somebody's pet. It's like
Right.
it's somebody's. They love that animal, you know.
Yeah,
And you just ate it like it was nothing.
and it's not like he was starving and had to eat a rat, right?
Oh, I
know. Which still, you could
Oh
probably
no, he
find
does it
something-
out of spite. He does it
Yes.
out of spite.
Yes.
He's a spiteful little shit. Oh, I know.
He ate rats out of spite and defended that.
Wow. That's a new one to me, man. I didn't know that. That's fucking insane. Oh, God. This guy just, I really think he needs to see a psychologist, man. I do.
Well, that's what Paul said yesterday.
Not that I give a fuck about him, but I do just for anyone around him. He needs to. Because that is wrong. And to even sit there and justify something that fucked up or anything, any of his shitty behavior that he justifies, like even attacking you, it's just like, where is your head at, bro? Where is it? Like, he literally has on his WhatsApp, where is my mind? And I always think that I'm thinking, yeah, where the fuck is it, bro? Where the fuck is it? You're off the fucking wall with this shit. Like, attacking people, justifying it, eating rats now, justifying it, fucking 14-year-olds and justifying it. I remember when he was on the phone to me about that 14-year-old when I thought she was 18, telling me how good it was. So I know it definitely fucking happened, man. I was bragging about it.
Well, he probably he was happy with himself.
He was.
That he had gotten with a 14-year-old. I'm sure he thought that was the greatest thing.
I bet he thought it was real kinky,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's clear that he.
I bet.
It was titillating to him to be with the 14-year-old. Just unbelievable.
Well, that's rape. He's a rapist. That is rape. Look, a child doesn't have any, they can't decide. Even if they said, oh, I'm 18, you can't go off that. The reality is, you should know better. You should be asking for ID. End of story. You're an adult. Act like one, Well,
yeah, there's no excuse. And plus, I don't believe that he didn't know anyway. I mean, come on.
I think he knew.
Yeah.
I think he knew.
He knew.
I just think he ignored it.
Yeah.
Thought no one would find out. Oh, well. Too late, bro. You got an honest brother right next to you who knows quite a lot about you. And I'm quite happy to tell people.
Now, I'm looking through. I have some questions here. Somebody sent me some questions, too. And let me see here. Anything about Olenska and the suicide baiting? I don't know how much.
I wasn't around for that. I remember Olenska was some girlfriend of his from America. That's all I remember. I think he went there and visited her.
Yeah.
Went to White Castle or something. That's all I really remember from that. I don't know anything after that. Apparently, he said he was bullying somebody to basically suicide, from what I've heard.
Yes, he did do that. Yeah.
That is horrible, mate.
Man,
that's really wrong. That is, man. That's like below the belt wrong.
And
like,
then was proud of it and celebrated it afterwards.
Really? So, well, there you go. Same old shit, isn't it?
Yeah, and we talked.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah, I mean,
this guy likes to fucking justify every single fuck up thing he does. It's really horrible.
Now, I'm looking through here. Please, I don't know what this means, but it says, please ask Michael about couch pillows. Super important. I don't know.
Couch
pillows. I don't know if that.
That's about him spunking on the pillows.
Okay, yeah, I
think that's what that is.
Yeah, okay, all right. We did get to that.
We got to that.
All right, so yeah, and I didn't know that story.
There's another. I mean, I bet there's more in my brain somewhere. I just probably deleted it out of my head. Just don't want to think about it. That's how it is with this guy. You literally have to block him out your brain just to get on with your life and feel normal again. Seriously, he makes me sick, man. Literally makes me feel sick. Just thinking about the guy, I'm just like, ew. Nasty bastard, man. So many bad things he's done. It's just, and now they're eating rats. That's just, I'm hardly even shocked because that's just Johnny, innit? That's just the way he is.
Who the fuck eats rats, dude? I don't know. I can't.
Who eats rats and as revenge even? I mean, eat a rat when you're starving. Eat a rat as revenge. Eat someone's pet rat? That's like eating someone's pet dog. It's fucked. It is fucked. You're just not supposed to do that, Johnny. I hope you're listening, you little dick. What the
Oh, he's
fuck?
listening for sure.
Oh, he's listening intently. The all-seething eye of cog, as everyone calls it that. Oh,
then how did he prepare the rats? Does anybody in chat know? Did he deep fry the rats?
Probably put ketchup on it.
Yeah.
That'll be it. Bit of ketchup, it'll taste lovely like burgers. Oh God!
Yeah, I don't know. I have so many questions about how he prepared these rats. And like I said, rats have all kinds of diseases. You're not supposed to eat rats.
Yeah, his brain's diseased already, so I think he might have suited it.
Yeah,
it's probably
maybe,
kind of
maybe it actually helped him. Yeah. Well, it's also like cannibalism. Rat eating the rat. Right. Yeah, so it's kind of like a bit of cannibalism.
It's fucked up, mate. That's really fucked. But then again, like I say, it doesn't surprise me. He's really capable of some strange shit, man. Like even that, like sending a guy after you all the way in Portugal. Like, what in the fuck? When you're obviously guard down, chilling on your holidays, It's fucking disgusting behaviour, that. I'm so ashamed of him for that, mate. I am.
Anonymous sent $5. What's Cog's favorite football team?
I see a super chat says, "What's Cog's favorite football team? Soccer."
I don't think he supports football. He's a pussy. He doesn't. I doubt he watches it. He's too much of a girl, Well, not a girl. No, nothing against girls. He's too much of a pussy. Yeah, that's the best thing to say. Yeah.
Now, what about
yours? He's a soft guy.
What's your favorite football team?
United.
Man United.
Of course. Because I live here.
Man U. I was wondering if your City or feeling was Man U, though.
Gotta be Man U. I mean, City may be a little bit. I don't have a problem with either. They're both Manchester, in my opinion, but I do prefer Man United because they're better, So.
Yeah, and we have a Man United. Edelwolf, I don't know if he's here right now, but he's an American, but he's a huge Man United fan. So if he hears that, I'm sure that'll make him pretty happy. I think Raven is a pretty big.
A lot of people are. I mean, it's a very famous.
Paul Anderson sent $5. Beware the terror of Dudleyville, stalking the sewers at night, eating the rats of spurned lovers, and spunking on your couch. The dreaded Cofferatu.
I don't know if you could hear that or not, but let me see if I can pull that back up.
So I can just hear it. It's like a robot voice. It's so funny.
Oh, did it come through where you could hear it?
I can just about hear the end of it as it comes through, yeah.
All right, let me read it. He said, "Beware the terror of Dudleyville." Oh, wait, hold on. There's another one coming in. There's Edelwolf. He said, "Glory, Man United."
Glory, Man United.
Glory, Man United.
Glory, Man United. Yeah. Love that shit, man. Love it.
I knew Adel would enjoy that. Now, Ahol Anderson says, "Beware the terror of Dudleyville, stalking the sewers at night, eating the rats of spurned lovers, and spunking on your couch. The dreaded Cogferatu." The dreaded Cogferatu.
Yeah, beware of Cog when he's lurking. Looking for your rats to eat.
I'm trying to.
He must have got the munchies. I don't know. Maybe he just had a joint and was like, those rats look real good. Imagine that scene there, but
I can't imagine eating a rat. I'm sorry.
I can't. I don't care what munchies I've got. I'm eating pizza. Fuck it, rats.
Now I'm looking through. I'm looking through some of the stuff we talked about yesterday, but I don't know if you'd already had the falling out with him with Thieves when I guess you had, because you talked about it earlier.
When she was being on his side, at the time. So she was obviously. But the strange thing is, I did actually call her and I did tell her what really happened, and she actually agreed with me. She was, weirdly enough, she actually admitted that Johnny, you did win beating Johnny up, and she could tell. She was just laughing her head off, really. But she was kind of conflicted, obviously, because Johnny sat right next to her. So. She was just dying to laugh at him, I think that's where it ticked it off. I think that's where it kicked off the end of their relationship. That whole thing.
Vibes.
Oh, with her laughing in his face, basically.
Well, I think she just realized that day that he's a dick. He's a piece of shit. you know, and he's literally treating his brother, who's been dead good to him, like crap. All of a sudden, just for nothing, really petty little thing. So I think she saw that side of him.
You know what? I think you're right because
it wasn't long after that.
No, it wasn't long. It wasn't long because we talked to you in the summer of 2020, and then Christmas, the famous stream where he went on air on Christmas.
God, and he cried
cried like a bitch.
What a bitch.
Cried like a bitch. Tried to get her fired, and
Nadia was a dead nice girl, though. You know, actually, Nadia, I liked her. I thought she was okay. She wasn't. I think she was just, you know, unfortunately with Cog. So, you know, that's how it is. When you're with him, you get guilty by association, don't you? So that's the way it is.
That's true. And I see Anonymous with a super chat says Cog gives Tottenham fan vibes. Is what he said there. A little shot at the Spurs there of Tottenham. I know somebody who used to live pretty close to Tottenham. I won't go into that, but I'm looking through. So Thieves, and let's get now. In like you said, that happened like 4 months, maybe 4 or 5 months later, where their whole thing
just went to shit,
disintegrated. So that timeline does actually add up. Now,
apparently he was cheating on her and all kinds of things anyway. So he got what he deserved, you know, to get cheated on and kicked out of the house. So it was fair. I think what Nadia did was perfectly okay.
Well, I did too, and he tried to frame it as
he's a big victim.
He was the one being cheated on, right?
Well, of course, he's the victim always. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. He tried.
Cog does no wrong. He's always a victim, guys.
Yeah, that's what he
sarcasm, by the way. People who can't understand sarcasm,
like him,
and like him, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he acted like he was the one being cheated on, and he was the one who was.
It would have been fair even if he was. It would have been fair because he was cheating. Apparently, he was always cheating on her. So I don't know why, because she was way out of his league, and she could have done better than him. He was lucky to have her. He should have been very happy with that. But I guess he can't help himself.
Well, he had the Hindu hog on the line, you know, within a week.
There you go.
So I mean, and he had to be.
She was clearly who he was cheating with. There must have been something going on there, you know. And then he just used her because he had nowhere to live. He literally said that to my dealer. He was like, "I've got nowhere to live. He's trying to get in there with some girl right now." Like, wow, he's such a using twat. Why can't he just get his own place?
Keep Cog away from farms,
well, he's
pet
probably
supply
blacklisted
stores,
from the
and
council
furniture stores.
Houses now, like your brother said yesterday.
Pardon?
He said he might be blacklisted from the council states
good.
after the way he left his. Yeah. I don't think you've ever seen that video.
I don't know what happened. I just know that he left because I told him to get out of the area. I said, "You better get out of the area before I come and find you." And he disappeared. He just fucked off all of a sudden. And I was like, I guess he took my advice.
Well, Thieves is kind of hot. Yeah, I see Vagabond mention that. Paul in chat.
Oh, she was okay, man. I would have had.
That's what I said yesterday. She has some nice tits.
She's lovely, man. She's dead nice, though. Like, the thing is about her, she was a dead nice personality. And, you know, he didn't deserve that shit, man. He didn't deserve someone that good in his life because he's a dick. And that's why it didn't work out. I already know why it didn't work out because she's a good person and he's not. And she probably just figured it one day. Was like, yeah, this guy's a dick and he's a fucking ugly twat who looks like fucking Where's Waldo, you know? So,
he does look like Where's Waldo.
He does. It's a spitting image. Literally is. Well, honestly, you put him in a stripy hat and a stripy jumper. He is Where's Waldo. He is. Oh, man.
They burnt the doghouse in the backyard. Is that true?
What?
Paul?
Who burnt a doghouse?
That's what he's saying. Cog ate the dog. I don't know if that's true. Or not. I don't know if that's true. Or not.
I don't know about that. That's some news to me.
That wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Wouldn't surprise me though. He sounds like
he's joking. He's joking, by the way. He's joking.
He'll kill anyone that loves you. You know, he'll destroy anyone around you. If you ever try and love anyone more than him, that's it. You're getting it.
And Paul says, imagine downgrading that far. Yeah, it's a pretty massive downgrade from Thieves to this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean,
oh God, in comparison to Nadia, she ain't shit, mate. She looks like a chicken nugget. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to diss it too hard because it's not her fault that she's manipulated by Johnny and she's kind of stuck in that thing, you know.
Yeah, leave it to me. I'll be the one to do that. But yeah,
yeah, you can do it. You like.
Well, she talked a lot of shit about me.
I don't like to attack the innocent.
But you know what? So did Thieves. Used to talk a lot of shit about me, but that's just them being played.
But they soon change when they realize that he's a piece of shit. They soon realize, and they're like, "Yeah,
that's right.
Why is he such a dick?" And everyone will realize and say sorry to you eventually, bro. And they'll be like, "Sorry, I was manipulated." Because when you're with him, I swear he controls people's brains, man. Usually the most vulnerable, stupid people as well. It's typically, or just like I say, vulnerable in a rough position. Like she was drinking a lot and was depressed, So I think that's what he took advantage of there with Nadia. And then this other one, she's probably just wanted someone to marry, obviously, and also someone to share a house with. So he just dived right into that, didn't he?
Yes, he did. We have a picture of him up here on the screen. I don't know if you can see that or not, but
I've seen a few pictures of him with his Hugo Boss on. It's funny as fuck. Hugo Boss, the poor man's designers.
What about the picture of him in the traditional Indian wear?
Oh God, have you seen that? Well, Cog is a cock, and he's proving it. He's literally got the outfit on now, fully cocked.
Would you ever wear that?
No, never. I don't even care if the girl wanted to marry. I'd say I'm not marrying you, and I'm not wearing that shit. If I'm marrying, wear a suit at least. Fuck it up. You wear a suit, don't you? You wear a proper suit, not some fucking Prince of Persia shit. I mean, what the fuck is that? It's like I'm looking at it like, where the fuck is this get up, man? Jesus. But it's a Hindu wedding, isn't it? So I guess they do wear some fruity clothes. So.
Yes, it was a Hindu. It was the Hindu ceremony. I guess maybe they had two different ones or something. But yeah, that was the Hindu ceremony. Imagine being her family there, laughing their ass off. I mean,
oh my God,
you have to be.
It's sad. I guess they were all happy for her though, because she's probably real desperate, and was dying for her husband. So he's that sucker who came along, and everyone's a fucking winner.
I wonder if there's pictures of Dan in that same turn. I wonder if Dan wore the...
Yeah, what's it with this Dan guy anyways? Isn't he going out with her sister or something? Keeping it in the family?
So he's married to the sister. He's married to the
sister. So they're both banging a pair of sisters. That is disgusting.
Yes.
It's fucking weird.
And
it's
they all live
can't
together.
Just find another family, bro, to go and have a girlfriend with. Why do you have to get in my family?
And they all live together in the same home.
As well, who knows what's going to go on there, man? Some hillbilly shit.
Well, we know Cog's shooting blanks, so if she somehow turns
up... it's a matter of time, man. If I'm guaranteed he's shooting blanks, man. Fucking hell. But which is a very good thing, because no more Cogs in the world is a great thing. But
that's true.
If she does get pregnant, it's probably Dan's. But I actually see something going wrong with Dan. I see one day, he'll probably get in trouble for that thing that he did to you. And Johnny will throw him under the bus. I swear to you. I can see it coming already. Well, that's just my theory, You never know.
Well, I think that their good friendship will break up somehow.
It will. It will eventually, and Johnny's going to get it. He's going to get his ass kicked.
He will.
And he'll be crying about that too next. He'll be like, oh, this guy's a nutcase. It's like, yeah, well.
Oh, here's a video.
Who's your friend?
I don't know if you can pull up videos at the same time when we're talking.
Really on Twitter, it's a bit shit like that.
Yeah,
it won't let me.
But I'll send you the video on Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
Now you might not be able to pull it up, but that's Cog's council flat that he took a video of before he vacated the premises.
Oh, I can see. My God, what a mess! I'm not going to go on the YouTube because it'll take me out of it, but I can see.
Yeah.
He would have just left it like shit. He wouldn't have given a fuck.
Yeah,
when he moved out.
I'll pull it up on Scream It All volume. It's a bit of a long video. This is after you had cleaned it, though. He let it go back to shit.
I didn't completely clean his house. I just cleaned all the mold away.
Yeah. But the mold's back.
It was more livable for the guy.
The mold was back in this video, and also he had painted the floor black.
Yeah, well, I think that was the way it was when he moved in. I think it was, or had he painted over it?
Yeah,
black, really?
Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah,
that
he painted it black, I guess, to make it look cleaner or something. I really don't.
That's a Trumpy thing to do.
I really don't
know. That is disgusting. Why don't you just get some lino or carpet? I mean, come on. It's not that expensive.
I don't know. See here. Let me see. Ask if he knows about Queen of Bants / Medic or Manbar. I wouldn't think you would know about that person, but ask if he knows any instances of COG doxing supporters or collecting blackmail info. I don't know if you know anything about that or not either, but somebody wanted me to ask you.
No, but it sounds like the kind of thing he does. He likes to blackmail people, guilt trip people.
Yeah, and I see Paul in chat says he painted
and take donations and not give any refunds. Apparently, what a disgusting person.
Yeah, and that just happened the other day. Somebody accidentally sent him too much money, and he couldn't care less. Like, it was like a good bit of money.
When I saw that, I was like, this guy has got no showmanship. It's like, if I get donations sometimes, because I do other things that I'm not going to mention here, but like, if someone sent me money and they didn't like actually send me it, I'd send it them right back.
Well, yeah, that's
the right thing to do, right?
Yeah, I mean,
if somebody sent me money and they didn't mean to, like, that means a lot to me. I'm like, yo, I'll send you it right back, mate. Sorry about that. I hope you do well. But Johnny won't. He'll just keep it and say no refunds because he's broke.
No, see,
and he's got no dignity.
And that's the more important part. He has no dignity.
Yeah, because a dignified person would say, "Oh man, I can't have somebody, one of my followers who sent me a donation go out of pocket because they fat fingered it." That's all they've done.
Well, some guy meant to send him $4 and accidentally sent him
and he sent him 400.
Yeah, which is a large donation, right?
It's a fat finger.
Yeah, he fucked up, and I think he said he'd been drinking or whatever. Sometimes people.
But it's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah, it is,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So, and if Cog was any kind of real guy, he'd be like, "Yo, I'll send you it right back, bro. Sorry about that. I hope, but next time, please make sure you just do it right."
Yeah.
Maybe the first time the second time,
the second time, maybe not. Yeah.
How much of a slovenly
right, now I see
do you have to be bollocked by your Indian wife?
Let me see.
Abhijit saying you're dirty SMH.
Punish for our first shout out to him, by the way. He says, how much of a slovenly bellend do you have to be bollocked by your Indian wife? Abhijit saying you're dirty, shaking my
head. I like that, whoever that was.
Yes, he's British. He's got his little British flavor.
Slovenly bellend. Oh, God, you gotta love the British humour, man. It's fucking amazing. He's so soft. And I bet I wouldn't even be surprised if she's the head of the household and he's the bitch. That wouldn't surprise me. But like I say, he does, like, even from that position, he's manipulative. It's really odd. Like, he's just rolling guy, but you don't see it coming. You just don't see it until he blows up in your face because you did something you didn't like. Yeah, and that's when you're like, whoa.
Well, that's when it's mask off. And you know how this whole thing started. You may or may not know this, but he had used onto your show, and it's my understanding. I'll tell this on air, and if I'm out of line, stop me. But you and Paul hadn't talked in a while, and it was
true.
Basically because of COG, right?
And kinda. It was other things too.
Other things too, but like. COG had brought him on his show to like shit talk you or whatever.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
I've told him off for that. I've said it, but he's admitted. At least he's a big guy, and he's like, I regret that.
Shit happens, and I'm sure COG, push him into it anyway. But definitely did. And I watched it, and he didn't really. COG was doing most of the like really crazy talk anyway. But
of course,
but he brought him.
He was just cheerleadering.
Yeah,
that's all he was doing.
Yeah, that's basically all he was doing. And then, so this happened. I guess it was around that summer that we talked, right? I think it may have been after we did our interview, which went over huge and everybody loved it.
And that's what set him off. So he got Paul involved.
Yes, so he got Paul involved. They did an interview, and like I said, Paul wasn't really saying too much, but it's mostly COG going off. Anyway. So later on in 2021 or 2022, this is a year or two later, when you put out the nonce allegations. And which I think are proven at this point, especially after the stuff Paul said yesterday, just adding on to it. But after you put that out, ever since then, he's been citing his interview with Paul. It wasn't really an interview. It was like just Paul sitting there chiming in every once in a while. But he's been citing that as, oh, well, my other brother, says says Mike's crazy, and here's the proof, and
but now he can't say that, can he?
No, now he can't say that. No. But the thing about this is the timeline doesn't add up either, because you hadn't talked about the noncery at that point.
I haven't even been talking about this for a while. I've kind of just been doing my own thing, having other things going on in my life that are a lot more important,
Sure. But what I'm saying is, like, when Paul was on, you hadn't even mentioned that at that point. But he's still been citing that appearance for years as like a defense for why he didn't fuck the.
Just to try and get me, to try to get what he's trying to do is make me look like I'm talking out my ass because I'm crazy apparently. But that's someone who eats rats. Come on, you're not crazy. That is crazy. That's fucking beyond crazy. I don't know what that is. And what can you call that kind of person? It's way more than crazy. It's tapped in the head. It's demonic. Fucking hell.
Eat a rat, multiple rats. I don't know. And I see Paul.
And to be proud of it. And then he's got, this is why it's so weird. It's like, he has no leg to stand on. He can't sit there and say, you're crazy, whilst doing the crazy shit he does. It just makes no sense whatsoever. It's like, it's weird. It's like the blind leading the blind sort of thing. It's all crap. Clearly, he's an absolute nut. And, I mean, I don't know. I can be a mad guy, man. I get angry sometimes. I go off on one, and I've not got much of a filter. But I'm just a guy, like any other. I've never done anything as weird as Johnny ever in my entire life. Anything he's ever done, I cringe at. I think, what the fuck, because I'm fairly normal.
It's the never being able to admit to doing anything wrong, like that really.
That's the narcissist. It's typical. They can't. It's very hard for them to say, "Oh, me fault." Nah, I'm perfect. Me. That's how they see themselves. So to admit fault would be a big weakness for them. They can't do it. They don't see the strength of it. They don't.
And I see Paul in chat, he said, yeah, I fucked up. And then he said, after the way he threatened Mike today to stop him coming on the show, it's beyond confirmed.
You should see that, man. Like, he's used my mother's WhatsApp to send me a message, basically, saying that, if I come on this, my mum's not going to talk to me. That's what my mum said. Well, I don't know who sent me this thing. The thing is still just like, what the fuck? Who sent me this? I doubt my mother would send that. But how's he got hold of my mum's phone and done that? I mean, it's just so weird.
He's not doing a show today. He's not doing a show today. So
so I'm guessing he's probably at my mum's. Yeah, he's used her phone.
Yeah,
I think he's got into her phone, and maybe he or Neela has sent the message. Because the wording is all weird as well. Like, my mother's an English teacher, she was anyway, and she's extremely good at grammar and spelling and punctuation. And I noticed that the grammar and the punctuation was completely fucked. So it clearly wasn't her, unless she's got something like she's having a bad day or something. Really, I can't see that being my mum sending that. I think that was fabricated by them to make me scared to come on this program and blow him up for the creep that he is, And he's scared. He's shaking his boots. He's like, oh no, he's going to fucking people are going to see. They're going to listen to this guy's voice and realize I am full of shit. I've got to stop this, and that's what he's trying. But I don't give a fuck. He's not going to ruin my relationship with my mum. I'll call my mum and I'll tell her what happened, So.
And I see Paul in chat says it's no way it's my mom. He says it's no way it's me, my mom.
It can't be. It can't be.
Someone married the phone. We tracked the number. It's a known married number.
Yeah, it's a different network. It's EE. Well, my mum's on O2. So it's a bit. It's really fucked up what him and his gay ops have been up to try and put me off. But it don't put me off. I'm not scared of this bullshit. Fuck him. He deserves everything he's getting, mate, and more. I'd say he deserves a prison sentence, considering what he did to you.
Well, I would agree
Definitely.
with that, honestly.
Definitely, mate.
But it's unreal, the links he's went to. And for people who don't know, you've been disconnected from all this. Like, you didn't even know about the last 3 or 4 years.
I let go of it all, mate. I was like, you know what? I know what he's going to do. If I hang around any longer, he's going to just try and turn me into crap, and everyone's going to turn against me. I thought, you know what? I'm out of this. Best thing you can do with Johnny is walk away. Honestly, ignore him, walk away. That's it. That's all you can do with people like him, because sticking around, he'll find some bullshit, some way to try and stick to you. And that's all he does. He's throwing crap at you until it sticks, you know? And that's just the way he operates. So I think he's just poisonous. I don't like him. I stay the fuck away from him. I'm not afraid of him, but, you know, I just don't need that kind of nasty negativity in my life. When, you know, I'm not a negative person. I try and get on my life and try and, you know, do my best. And I care about my family. I love my family. I even love him, even though he's a piece of shit. He's my brother. At the end of the day, I do love him to that extent. But I just think he's the most disturbed individual, and he really needs to either see a therapist or go to prison and see a therapist in there or something. You know? He needs some kind of, you know, intervention on his brain, believe me, because it's not right what he does, man. It's really not right.
Something needs to happen. And
Definitely.
Paul said the same thing.
He's gone too far now, especially with that attacking you. That was just the last straw in my opinion.
You know, the woman, I don't know if you know everything about that. I said this again yesterday, but, you know, that thug Dan threw this woman who was trying to break it up into the middle of the street, and she had a cracked skull.
Hurting innocent victims, innocent bystanders. Yes. Yeah, they'll happily throw someone in that. Collateral damage, they don't give a fuck. You know?
They laughed about it. Literally.
Yeah, they'll see it as collateral damage. They won't care. They will see it as
she shouldn't have been involved. She shouldn't have been. They thought it was funny.
Lack empathy, you see. They're narcissists. They don't have the ability to feel what other person can feel, or even imagine how they feel. So they look at her crying, they think it's funny.
They literally laughed at that on air, and thought it was funny.
It's not funny at all.
She could have easily gotten killed, either from her head hitting the ground, or there was oncoming traffic as well.
But they wouldn't have given a fuck.
No, they wouldn't have
They just wanted to prove their point. They wanted their video. They wanted their clout, you know? That's all they fucking care about.
It's just maniacal, honestly. But
the levels he'll go to get clout is disgusting, man.
Yeah, and I talked about this. Now, none of this would be happening because you totally disconnected from all this. Paul, in one tweet...
you know, I disconnected so much. This motherfucker, when I was in hospital, he sent me a card saying, get well soon. I was thinking, what the fuck? I ain't heard from you in years, you little twat, and you want to send me that? Fuck off. Fucking burnt it when I got home. I did. I literally set it on fire, man.
Cog's marriage is fake. It's
fuck him and his negative crap. I don't need it.
He takes her money. And
well, you know what he was trying to do?
He's giving a fuck.
He was trying to rope you back in. That's what he was trying to do.
He's trying to make my mum think, you know, he did it through my mum. My mum brought it in. I'm there thinking, fucking sly little bastard. Trying to get on my mum now.
Yeah, while
you're at
my mom weakest, you know, trying to, it's a common tactic, actually. Kiosk Man with a super chat says, how dare you say Cog's marriage is fake? It's a give and take relationship. He takes her money and she gives him the business end of her bad dragon strap-ons. But that super chat there said, but this whole thing happened, I'll just explain this again, because for years, Cog has been using Paul's appearance to defend against his noncery and say that that's proof that it didn't happen, right? Paul going on Paul's appearance on his show, right? Like
him coming there, being on there and cheerleading for 5 seconds.
Yeah, for 5 seconds. It wasn't even that much. I watched through it for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's not really that much. But anyway, I watched through.
He's reverting back to that because that's all he's got.
Yes.
Like, you got to realize he did it. It's true. You know, it's not bullshit. So it's so hard. You can't fuck with the truth, mate. You can't. Truth comes out eventually. That's it.
And for years, I just explained. I don't know if you know how all this happened. You might now since you talked to Paul some, but he's been using that for years to the point where his own audience members say, "Whoa, Cog's other brother came on and said this and that, and you know, it's clearly not true." Well, you know, Paul finally got tired of seeing not just Cog saying it, but his fans repeating it. He went on Twitter and said, "Hey, you know what? I don't speak to Cog. I don't want my name used.
Yeah, don't listen to him.
Yeah, stop using my name basically to defend his bullshit." And
that's what he tries to drag anyone under the bus he can, or try and get anyone to kind of prove that he didn't do it. But like, what the hell difference did it make if Paul said that or not? Like, it happened. way before all that stuff. You know, I just had that on him, you know, and I really actually forgotten about it. You know, you get on with your life, and you're just like, oh, whatever, he's just a weird cunt. That's what he does, isn't it? You know, I mean, I had some questionable girlfriends over the years, you know, so it's just like, to me, it was just another questionable thing that he's done, you know. So I kind of got over it and didn't really care about it, to be honest. I was just kind of like moving on. But then when he started to fuck with me, I was just there like, what? You're going to mess with me knowing that I know all about you? Oh, well, mate, you're done for. So that's why I blew him up straight away as soon as I got the chance.
Well, and it was a good call, but it was a bad call for Cog, because what happened was he immediately went nuclear on Paul, and started talking all this crazy shit, and then that's how all this happened. Like, I hadn't been able to get in contact with you for years. I had never spoken to Paul in my life. Like, all this happened because Cog couldn't just let it. He could have just ignored it, right?
He can't just let shit go. He can't. It's really hard for him. And the thing is about it, like, it's because it's true that he can't get it out of his head, and people will remind him of it every day now as well, which is great. I'm glad. I hope for 4 years he's been getting fucking drilled about it, because he deserves it. I mean, you're going to go and do that stuff and act like it ain't shit to me, and then I blow you up about it, and you deserve everything you get. You deserve to get punished. You shouldn't be doing that, especially when you're an adult, when you're over 20. I mean, fucking hell. Like, I'd understand if he was 16 or something. It makes sense then.
You know,
he's a grown adult. He should know better than to hook up with a 14-year-old and then try and use the excuse of, oh, I thought she was 18. That's what his excuse was. I mean, I thought eventually he would have actually come clean and said that, but he's not even done that. So I just don't know. To me, it's like he's in complete denial about it, and just wants to try and make out like I'm crazy, and that Paul's now crazy as well. Even though Paul, you know, is denying it, is saying it's true as well. Because considering he knows me and knows I don't chat shit. So it's very hard for me to talk lies. I don't really lie very well. I'm actually better at just, you know, straight up. I rather tell the truth because lies catch up with you, you know? And I'm not, you know, and it's just difficult for me. In my brain, it's just very hard for me to just not be honest, you know?
To just speak whatever is on your mind. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
I'm not going to, look, if I tried to lie, you'd know. That's how crap I am at it. So I choose the easier option, which is just be honest, tell the truth. And nothing can ever fuck with me now. So it's great.
It's a great way to be, and it'll always catch up to you, even when you think it won't. Coming out here, I've made a mistake of lying myself before. You know,
we've all fucked up, but
I'm not
admitting
drinking or this or that, and it's like, okay, well, it'll catch up with you, even if you get away with it for a day or two or however long. It'll catch up to you.
The thing is,
it ruins your credibility. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, everyone fucks up. That's the thing about life. Yeah. It's like, it's unbelievable to act like you've never fucked up, you know? So when you get someone like Johnny, it's like, well, this guy always acts like he can't do any wrong, and it's just unbelievable. You're just like, nah. It's actually impossible for a human to not make a mistake in life, right. You know? But the thing is about him, he'll make mistakes, but he can't admit it. He can't go, oh, I fucked up, sorry, you know? It's just not in his nature. He just can't do it. It's weird.
Everyone's crazy except Cog, Paul said.
Oh, of course. That's just the funniest thing. Cog's the rat eater. Everyone else is crazy, not me. I'm just going to chew on the tail. You know? Look at hell. It's a weird... It's like, I can't believe anyone believes that they think I'm crazy, considering the things he's done, I admitted to already. I mean, he's actually admitted to something like that.
He's a proud rat eater.
I can't understand. That, to me, it's freakish, man. It's like, wow. You have no shame, bro. And I don't actually think he has any shame. I don't think he does. I don't think he even feels bad about fucking that 14-year-old. I'm sure he enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, he probably... Well...
Oh, he did.
I'm sure he thinks about it quite
He told me about it. He told me he enjoyed it. The fuck up.
Eating rats is perfectly normal behavior. Yeah, spite eating rats, too. I want to be clear.
Spitefully eating a rat as well. Like, not just I'm starving, but... what? You don't want to be with me no more. Right, well, I'm eating your pets. Maybe he was just jealous of the rat. Maybe that she was spending more time with the rat than him. I was like, you know what? I can't have this. I've got to eat you.
The rat was probably, had more of an emotional connection with her
the rat was moving in. Moving on his girl. Hey, man, you can't do that. I'm going to eat you. So fucking weird,
man. Disbelief in chat says, Mike is a better orator than Cog. Yeah, by far. I told him that last time we talked.
Audio. So, yeah, well, I do a lot of audio now anyway. I do spaces for other things I'm not going to mention, but
sure. Well,
I'm pretty used to talking now. It's very easy now. I used to actually be a bit nervous. Like the first time I came on your thing, I was a bit nervous then. But now it's just, it's just like having a phone call, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. You can tell you're less nervous this time. And it's funny because Cog did all this to himself, and he could have just ignored all this. Never would have had Paul on. Never would have had you on. We hadn't talked.
But if he ignores it, he's got no clout and he's got no.
That's true.
Views, you see, and that's all he actually cares about is that getting views. He literally used me for views too. He's done it to everyone.
Well,
he owes me money for that.
His own family, though. Like, I mean, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's
cringe.
Brothers.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy called Devin Tracy, but I remember he was saying about him. He was saying it's so weird how he can talk all this stuff about political stuff, and sometimes he's right, but then he brings up his family, and it's just so cringe the way he talks about it all. It's just like, yeah, he's right. He's damn right. It is cringe. Like, who would do this? Like, you've got a career in talking about stuff like politics and stuff, and then you're going to just, oh, by the way, fell out with my family, broke up with my girlfriend, going to have a little cry now, It's just all this weird shit. It's just unnecessary. And he could have just kept it off the air, But no, he likes to just let everyone know every single thing that's going on with anyone who turns against him or anyone who doesn't like him,
Yeah, so. And that's not a good way to be. I've made a mistake myself in that occasion here and there, right? And the more of your personal life you can keep off the air, the better.
The better.
Particularly when you're somebody like Cog, who just imagine all this started over beats. Right?
Overbeat. That's how it started. I mean, he was doing okay, and then he just decided to start. I mean, I remember he had a problem with you as well, and I used to sit there and say to him, like, "What's your problem with Raph? Though he's a cool guy. What's the problem?" And he'd be like, "Oh, I just this and this," and then petty bullshit, and I'd be there like, "Yeah, but he's still not done anything really. He's just, and you now because he's taking the piss." But that makes sense. But all you have to do is ignore it if you really wanted to actually a guy. But he can't do that. He has to feed right into it. He can't help himself.
Well,
pretty sad.
Well, and the thing is, and Paul talked about this yesterday, he used to talk about politics. He used to talk about...
They used to have some real shit
stuff,
to say.
And then it just turned into, what's Ethan Ralph doing
drama
today? Yeah, like every single day. I mean,
Stalking Ralph, basically.
Literally, I swear this guy has
literally,
done...
mate. He came to fucking Portugal.
500 shows or more on me. Probably more, honestly. Just like daily.
And I've seen him on his new videos, and he's always got you in the background. It's so cringe. It's like, man, bro, get over it. Like, why can't you just get over the fact that you dissed him and you won? You know what I mean?
Plus, it's
kicked his ass. If he was any real man, he'd admit that and be like, you know what? I'll bow out it gracefully. You won. Let's let bygones be bygones, and I'm going to move on with something new.
Well, I've been more than willing to do that with him before too, right? Like, it's like, let's just move on, dude. Like, this is ridiculous.
But I know why he sticks onto it, because it's all he's got. Yes. He's a clout chaser. All he wants is drama, so he can continuously get views for it, and that's all it's about with him. He tries to use that attention, but he always does it in a negative way. That's why he's fucking up.
Well, he pigeonholed himself and ran off the people over there for the other content, and so now all he has are people who are deranged about hating me, and so he talks about, oh, I'm done with Ralph content now. All of a sudden, now that I'm completely blowing him out again, what's Ralph doing? He's obsessed. This is a guy who's been talking about me every day for 4 fucking years. I know, calling me obsessed because we're doing a couple shows on him.
He's upset. You're not. From what I've seen, I even said that. I said, nah, but Ralph just gets on with this shit. He doesn't bother you. He might talk about you every so often, but that's just because you're an easy target, John. Seriously. You make yourself like that. Well, I said to him, I actually did try and get through to him about you. And I was like, look, man, this guy's just doing this thing. Let him do his thing. He's a cool guy. I don't know why you try and make up with him or something, But he's like, no, fuck him, blah, 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 you know? And I was just like, okay, mate, you know, if you want to stay in the world of negativity for your whole life, continue, you know? But I wouldn't do that. Even if I ever had a problem with you, Rob, I'm one of these guys, you know, a few weeks later, I'll get over it. I'm like, you know what, I'm a dick, sorry, let's make up, you know?
Yeah.
Let's have a drink.
Plus, it's like, he used to have a bigger show, like with more people there.
Oh, I remember he had like 50K followers at one point, and he was doing really well.
Yeah.
And I was proud of him at the time, you know? And then he just switched up. It's ever since he switched on me. I mean, it was already started with you, and then he turned on his own brother, who he'd been working with as well on music and bigging up all week, you know? And then everyone started to see his true colors, you know? They saw him for what he was.
Well, it's like if this guy would turn on his own brother.
Yeah.
You know,
and at the time, people sided with him because he had my other brother there kind of backing him up. But as soon as Paul realized what was going on, it's all gone pear-shaped, hasn't it? He's got nobody supporting him now except for his sycophants, you know?
Yeah,
and his,
down to 40 viewers and just
his wife, cares. Apparently.
Yeah, his wife, yeah. I wonder if she makes him wear the turban when he's off. I'm not sure. Little bit.
He's got rings on, though, that look like female rings. So, no,
yeah,
I've seen that. They're really girly. Like, and I doubt it's a real diamond. If it is, then wow, he's living it up, bling, bling. But, man, I doubt he could go out the house with that without getting robbed. You know?
Where he lives,
so, I'm sure he puts them in his pocket when he's walking around. Because I know he'd get jacked, mate. He would. It's like, fucking hell, you can't walk around with that kind of gold in the areas that he lives in. You just can't.
No, definitely not caught.
So, it's a matter of time before he gets robbed of those as well. But like, that's just the future of Cog. He just knows some terrible shit's going to happen, man. You just know. He's always going to fuck it up. But I know he's going to fuck up his relationship with her. He's going to fuck up his relationship with Dan. And it'll be all their fault, by the way. Yes, that's what he'll say.
That's exactly what he'll say. And, you know, it's funny that you traced it. You traced it back to his fallout with you, but that's really when his decline like completely started. Because then I had you on the show, and that just melted his mind. Right?
He couldn't handle that.
Yeah, he couldn't handle that. Then
and I was really nervous. I really didn't say that much. I just remember being pissed off because he broke my finger, and I was just like so mad. And I just thought, I've got to say something about this prick. And I wasn't even the kind of guy to get online and chat, you know. So to me, it took a lot for me to even come on and say all that stuff, you know, and actually fucking, you know, dob him in for his dirty behavior. Well, I did it, and after I did it, I had to go in the bathroom, throw up a little bit, and then, you know, I was okay.
But yeah, and you know, but that's the trajectory though. Ever since he did that, you know, it's just been downhill. And then, you know, Ralph content 24/7. He's obsessed that I had you on. He's talking crazy shit about Paul even today. It's like, man, just take the L.
Take the L, bro. You fucked up,
dude. You fucked up.
Why can't you just say that? You know, it'd be a bigger man if he could do that. He would. He might save some face if he just said, you know what, fine.
If he was
You're all right, and I'm a fuck up.
Yes. If he said that, or he could just come out and say, you know what, me and my brothers don't see eye to eye anymore, whatever, I'm letting
I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to move on.
Grow up and move on.
But he won't. He won't
because it's clout, and it's money to him. He'll get donations out of people that I don't even believe he gets. I think that's all just a scam. I think he puts up pictures of donations, but he's not really getting them donations. That's just to make other people think, "Ooh, donations! Right? Well, I better get in on there too." You know?
There's been a lot of speculation on that, but I
don't know.
I don't think this past
I've seen plenty
weeks,
of scams, and I know that's one.
I haven't. I don't think the last 2 weeks have helped him any. Let's just put it that way.
No.
If he's looking for clout, I'm looking through my list here. I mean, I feel like we hit it all. And by the way, you know, Mike, I was the one who wanted this interview, right? Like he wasn't begging to come on the show, and same with Paul. And we talked about this with him yesterday. You know, where it was like, no, you know what? I'll come on if Cog, you know, starts going.
I was thinking the other day. I said to Paul, I was like, I don't know. I just don't like talking about it. I hate thinking about what he does. I just don't even like thinking about him in general. So now I've got to dig it all up again. But then when he sent me that message this morning, flag that message through my mum's WhatsApp. That's when I was just like, right, I'm going on there now. I've got to tell him. I've got to tell people, because he's just taking it to another level now. Like he's bringing my mother into it.
Like the dirtiest thing you could possibly do.
It's the lowest of the low, mate.
Other than fucking children.
And my mother's not well at the moment either. She's not well at the moment, by the way. She's having headaches and stuff. So,
well, I hate to hear that.
It's not good, man. It's not good that he's doing this while she's not well. We're not doing it. In general, it's bad, but and she's not well as well. Yet again, taking advantage of vulnerable people who are not well. This is just what he does, man. And it's sad. It really makes me mad.
Now let me ask you.
I can't rise to it too much. I'll fucking kill him, mate.
Yeah, I know. And I know you were conflicted a little bit about coming on, and so was Paul. And Paul was like, "Well, I'll do it, but let me see, if he does what I think he's gonna do, and keeps attacking." And he did. He did. All he had to do was keep his mouth shut. None of this would have happened. We wouldn't be going over all this stuff again. The Nazi and all this stuff, which has been proven beyond a doubt, in my view, at this point. And you've been vindicated after years of him vilifying you, which I hope feels good.
It does. It feels good. Finally, people are seeing the truth. I mean, at first I felt like, oh man, these guys are all completely brainwashed, no one's going to listen. So I just got out of it. I thought, forget it, you guys believe what you want. Well, I said what I said, and it wasn't a lie. So it's up to people what they decide, isn't it? And the people have decided.
The people have decided, and when it came out, I think there were some people who didn't buy it or, thought you were making it up. But at this point, I would say the overwhelming majority of people see it as the truth that it is. And I see in chat, Paul says he will try to milk this. He should just walk away. Well, yeah, he should just walk away.
He'll be making another show about this, bro. His next show will be like, oh, right, well, what he said was blah, blah, blah. And he'll just dig up other things about my history that he's making up or whatever. Anything to attack me, basically, he's going to do. I bet you. It's so predictable. He doesn't know what he's going to do.
Just take the L, Cog, and go do it. Either leave the internet or just... He talks about changing up his show, and he's not going to do Ralph Drama anymore, and he's not going to do this and that, and, of course he's...
But he's short-lived, and then he goes and does it again.
Yes, like 2 days later, literally, he's reading my tweets out, or he had that just complete meltdown about Paul, which just guaranteed that Paul's going to come on the show and spill all the tea.
It did make me laugh. I was ripping into Paul. And this is Paul who was propping up as, look, see, this is my proof.
And then all of a sudden he turned on him. Yeah. This was pious Paul for many years. And it turns out behind the scenes, of course, I didn't know this, but they hadn't been talking for years. Right?
No.
They had a falling out, and he was still using that on air as proof, right? Like,
that's crazy. Even when he's not mates with him, that's crazy.
Yes.
No way.
Even when they weren't mates, yes, he was still using.
All he's got, though. You got to realize that's it. That's all he's got as his defense. Everything else is pointing directly at the truth. The truth is, yes, he did sleep with a 14-year-old who he claims he thought was 18, and he enjoyed it. He told me. So, what a disgusting guy.
It doesn't really get much worse than that, I'd have to say. And I'm glad you've been vindicated. Are there any other stories that you can think of? I know that's putting you on the spot, but just any here at the end. I'm not going to keep you all day, but
I think I've said most of the things I can actually I've got to memory.
Yeah.
So. But if I find any more, if I think of anything else that he's done, I'll definitely let you know. I'll definitely send you a message.
Definitely do that.
But I think I've said a few things today that I've not mentioned before.
You did drop a few new nuggets that I hadn't heard before, for sure.
Like that, like robbing from me
stealing your stash while you're fucking sick is unreal. But sounds just. And
then apparently he took a lot of these things I was selling, and he had an overdose, ended up in hospital, and I got in trouble for that as well. So he's just an idiot. It's just an absolute retard. When it comes down to life in general, he just doesn't know how to function. So it's pretty sad. But I don't care anymore. I've stopped giving a fuck about what he does. I just hope he gets off the internet. I really thought he would finally get off the internet one day. I thought he might finally get married to someone or something and then no longer do this. But I guess he thinks he's got a career in it or something. I don't know.
Well, now his big idea. Now I'll tell you this before we wrap fully. He did a fundraiser for a RoboCop helmet, where he was going to wear the RoboCop helmet. He was going to be RoboCog, and he was going to do his streams with the RoboCop helmet on. Now it turns out, by the way, he scammed his fans, and he's getting a tattoo today.
Oh, yeah, he did a bit of crowdfunding, basically, for himself.
So now he's going to get a tattoo instead and make his own RoboCog helmet. Can you imagine anything goofier? Imagine if I decided to sit here and all of a sudden start wearing a RoboCop helmet while I
just can't imagine who the hell gave him money for this.
I can't understand it. I don't. Plus, how would that help your show other than make you just look like an amazing idiot?
It's like a child, you know? It's like, have you grown up yet, mate? You're wearing RoboCop helmets.
We're down there 40 years old, and it's like...
I remember when he went to America, though, and he put on that sock on his face, and he just looked like a weird cunt. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, you could have got any other mask, and you decided to put it looked like a condom on his face. It was just like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was the oddest thing I ever seen, that. But,
I don't know. I just don't know.
Now he's RoboCopping.
Yeah, now he's RoboCopping, and I don't know how that's going to help his show.
Okay, RoboCop, even though he's a criminal, and he's wanted by the Portugal police.
Literally.
He literally is.
Yes.
But he's RoboCop.
He won't be going back to Portugal, I can tell you that, because there actually is a warrant out on him and Dan.
He's fucking in Portugal. He's Robo-criminal. That's what he is.
I don't know, man. I just saw that, and I thought that was the most cringe thing I could ever possibly think of. Like, what
Definitely
the fuck?
Cringe.
Wear the turban if you're going to wear anything. You know what? That might be a better idea. Yeah, put the turban on.
Yeah, show that you're really down with the Hindus, you know? I mean, come on. You're married to one. Why not?
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know why he's not wearing that every day. He should be, like, showing how much he loves his wife, right? So come on, let's see it. Fuck the RoboCop. We want to see you wear a turban.
Exactly, wear the turban. And then let me ask you this: one more thing I did think of: his obsession with America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I noticed he's got the American flag in the back of his picture while he's in England. It makes no sense.
No.
It's like, I'd understand a British flag being there, but an American one. What? And Americans don't even like you, from what I know. You didn't get as much of a good reception going there, so. To me, it's just weird. I don't know what his obsession with America is. I doubt he'll ever be going back. So it's just weird. It is weird, that.
I don't understand it at all. And most Englishmen I talk to are proud of being English, right? Like they don't.
And you'd have the Union Jack, at least.
Exactly. At least the Union Jack, or the St. George's for that matter. But like, at least the Union Jack. That. Yeah, at least the Union Jack. Like, I don't know. It's unreal to me how he does that. I've always found that.
I mean, when I saw it on his video, I really thought it looked like the stripes on KFC, or like crunchy fried chicken. That's what it looks like in the background. I was like, is he in a restaurant? And I realized, no, it's an American flag.
Yes.
You just can't see the stars. He's got it sideways.
Well, that's another thing,
because
it's really sideways. Yes, it's not hung. It's not hung properly. That's not how you're supposed to hang the American flag. If you know
he's
anything,
actually disrespecting the flag.
He literally is. By the way, in all seriousness, that is like terrible flag etiquette. Yeah. You're not supposed to.
What's he gonna do? Burn it next? Like fucking hell, bro.
It's actually not supposed to be hung that way, and you can't even. If you didn't know what it was, you're like, wait, what is that? Or like, you can't even see the stars on it, like you said.
Exactly.
It's dumb, like everything he does. But
like he gets these obsessions, like he's got with his RoboCop helmet. It's the same thing. He'll get fixated on something, and he just dives right in and goes crazy on it. And he doesn't care how cringe it looks. He thinks that everyone else is being weird. It's like, no, you're just doing stupid shit. That just makes people laugh at you. I mean, he's a lol cow. You could laugh at this guy forever. So I guess that's what his followers are. I think there are a lot of them just laughing at him.
I think so too. And a lot of them, honestly, are mentally ill.
No, I'm not surprised.
And they're like, kind of schizo type people.
And, vulnerable people.
Yes, and vulnerable people. A lot of those people don't even have the money to give, and they're giving him money. And one of his top guys was like homeless, literally, and still giving COG all this money. And it's like, look, guys, if you're homeless, don't send me money.
That's really stupid.
Save your money. But
definitely don't go give it to him, because all he's going to do is spend it on weed. You know, and that's it. And stupid things like a Robocop helmet, you know. So. Giving him money is like he's literally throwing your money out the window. You might as well just throw it out the window.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing that Paul said yesterday. I mean, you might as well light your money on fire, is what I said.
You'll never see it again. No refund.
No refunds. No refund. Cox famously said that.
I can't believe he said it. Like how? Like fuck me, man. Like the lack of self-awareness. I mean, Jesus, when are you going to realize like that is not right? No matter what happens, if somebody sends you a donation too much, you have to send it back.
Well, you have to. And you know, I felt so bad for that guy. I guess. But
he's probably just going to spend it on more Hugo Boss, you know. So, oh well. Get to see him trying to flex. It's really funny.
Now, would you like to make any predictions for Cog here at the end? How you think things are going to go? Will he wake up after this? Maybe. And it doesn't seem
he'll never wake up. Unfortunately, he will never wake up to it because obviously he's on defense mode, so he's never going to wake up to it. He's just going to go double down on the same old bullshit. That's what he's going to do.
Well, that's what I think too. But I was just curious what you might think. And then also, I want to thank you for your time here today. You're very generous with it.
No worries, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, and thank you for coming. It was good talking to you again. I had a lot of fun talking to you last time. I had a lot of fun talking to you this time. I think you're fun.
Well, yeah, I'll come on again if you want. Anytime, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely.
If he does anything else stupid, I'll be right back on.
Yes, I would love that. I would love that, actually. Literally, you're one of the most requested guests to come back on the show. And I was like, man, I lost contact with you. And I said, well, I can't get a hold of him. And I reached out to some people.
I just deleted it all.
Yeah, you just deleted. Yeah, it was all gone. I had people looking for you, too. I
deleted it all. I changed the name and everything. I just didn't want any association. I don't want him knowing anything about me. He's one of the people you got to really cut him out of your life, or he'll stalk your life and he'll ruin it. Or try to, at least.
Believe me, I know.
So.
Yeah, he's a good stalker. That's one thing I will.
Oh man,
I'll give him credit.
Incredible.
For. Yeah,
he's incredible. I wish you could focus that energy in something else. You know, it'd be better.
Yeah, like a job. But
like getting a job. God, it's not even that difficult, man.
Franco says,
considering he's living off someone else right now, if he got a job, it'll all be his money. So it's like, is there a way to just do it?
Sure. I see. And Paul says it's a memento of his cuckoldry of that flag. Yeah, I think you're right. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Franco says Mike W. He should be a Killstream regular. I agree with that.
Definitely.
I would love to have you back, sir. Anything you want to say here at the end?
No, it's just been a pleasure chatting to you. And if you want me back on, I'm more than happy to come back on. And if Johnny's listening out there, quit fucking with my mother. I'm coming for you, motherfucker. Don't fuck with my mother ever again. Okay? Right, that's it. That's all I've got to say to him. But it's been a great time. I've enjoyed it. And I hope you have a good day.
I hope you.
And let me know if you need me on again.
I will, and I will hit you back up on that for sure. So thank you for the offer, and thank you for coming on today.
Problem, man.
And enjoy the rest of your evening there
you too, man.
in England, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Take care, man. I'll see you later.
All right, see you later. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Wow, there was Mike here, live on the Kill Stream.